Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all Missouri students, sponsored by the Missouri Association for College Admissions Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many sessions that are happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at moacac.org. Also, this presentation is being recorded, so it will be available within about a week on the MOACAC website. All right, I'd like to turn it right back over to our panelists.
Okay. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Matt, and I'm with the admissions office at Missouri State.
I'm Emily, and I'm from Southeast Missouri State University.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our deal tonight. And my name is Don, and I'm from the University of Central Missouri, or UCM.
Okay, well, everybody should be seeing my screen. I'm going to go ahead and kick us off here. Just one second. Just to give everybody a quick rundown of our format. Obviously, we've got our 3 schools here. We're going to give you a quick presentation from each school. Because we're super creative, right, guys? We're going to go in alphabetical order by the schools. Just want everyone to make sure that you're aware of abbreviations that we might use. So I put, if you hear me say MSU, or you hear Emily say SEMO, Don say UCM, just so you're aware of what we're talking about. We obviously encourage you to ask questions in the Q&A at any time. We would love to hear from you, and we'll certainly work on answering those. And then at the end, as our time allows, we will work on an open question session. Our theme tonight, as we were kind of putting this together, is that we think our schools are just the right size. And we know that there are going to be colleges that are a lot bigger than we are. My master's is from one of those colleges. We know that there are going to be colleges that are much smaller than we are. We think our schools are just right there in the middle, that sweet spot, that happy place, I might say, where you're going to get the best of both worlds. The benefit of big, not seeing the same people all the time, opportunities, athletics, involvement, but also the benefits of small. You might hear us all use the phrase, you're not a number at our school. You're going to know people when you walk across campus. You're going to know your professors. So again, we think that our schools are just right as far as size. Starting out with, just to give you guys a little bit of knowledge about Missouri State, and for some of you this might be a refresher, but just in case, we are here in Springfield, Missouri, in the southwest corner of the state. It's about 2.5 hours up to Kansas City and about 3.5 hours over to St. Louis. We've got 16,000 undergraduate students here at Missouri State. Those are going to be students from 50 different states, as well as about 85 different countries. So even though we're right here in the middle of everything, it's got a really cool mixture of students from different backgrounds and different identities. Certainly, and let me acknowledge here, guys, I've got a bias. Obviously, I think Missouri State is awesome. But we think, obviously, the academic background of Missouri State is pretty amazing. But also, we think the thing that takes it to the next level is our public affairs mission. And this is our unique mission from the state of Missouri. Really, what we hope this means is not only are you getting a phenomenal prep for your career or for professional school or graduate school, but you're also getting, growth for life, that through our 3 pillars of cultural competence, community engagement, and ethical leadership, that you are growing as a person, you're growing as a citizen, because we believe no matter how awesome you are, and certainly believe that you're awesome, but that you can be more awesome and that we can help you do that. We've got a number of different majors, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, but just for your reference, our most popular programs at Missouri State are going to be psychology, education, business, and nursing. So like I said, our theme tonight is kind of the best of both worlds, the benefits of big, the benefits of small. And to start out with Missouri State, what am I talking about when I say the benefits of big? First and foremost, it starts with academic offerings. At Missouri State, we've got 170 different degree programs and pathways. Anything from accounting to wildlife management and conservation, and obviously a whole lot of things in between. And that benefits you whether you know what you want to major in or whether maybe you're still deciding what you might want to major in. If you do know, obviously that means that you're going to have access to great opportunities, professional experiences, practicums, internships here in the Springfield community. It also means you're going to have access to a lot of programs for double majors, for minors, things that might augment the major or career goal that you have. If you're still deciding, obviously it's great that we have a lot of different offerings because you've got time to explore and check out different programs. You're also going to have a lot of help. Mentors like your academic advisor, the career center, your professors, and other students. So really everybody benefits from having, from the fact that we have a lot of academic programs. You also benefit from the fact that we are in Missouri's third largest city. Certainly academically, I mentioned access to professional experiences, hands-on experiences here in Springfield, but also from the student life and fun side of things. The fact that there are going to be lots of hangouts, lots of restaurants, coffee shops, theaters, here in Springfield, and also something that maybe right now we all appreciate more than we would otherwise, a ton of outdoor opportunities here in the Springfield area, the heart of the Ozarks, biking, hiking, kayaking, whatever it might be, just a really cool place to go to college. Something I say a lot, and I never want to lessen the fact that college is about academics first, but college is also about people. College is going to be about your friends, your relationships, your mentorships. That's what you're going to remember decades from now, those people you connected with in college. And part of choosing a college is choosing a college that you think is going to have your people, people that share your passions, people that share your beliefs and your values. And at Missouri State, a big part of that is the fact that we have over 375 student organizations. So whether you're interested in fraternity and sorority life, a lot of colleges might call that Greek life, whether you're interested in community service or leadership, honorary, special interest, maybe that's fly fishing, maybe that is water polo, possibly video games. One of my personal favorites, I'm a big fan of baked goods, and we have a baking club at Missouri State, and there's nothing that we love more than a bear pun. So they are entitled the Cupcakes. So no matter what, guys, you're gonna find your people at Missouri State. Also traditions, we've got Fountain Day every spring, and yes, we have a day dedicated to our fountains on campus. We've got Bear Bash at the beginning of the school year. One of my favorite traditions will be tailgating before football games right in the middle of campus. No matter what, this is a great chance to meet people, to have fun, to build memories. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be real with you. One of my favorite things in the world, maybe my favorite thing in the world, is free food. And if you don't get free food when you're in college, I'm sorry, I think you've gone wrong somewhere. You've made a mistake. Connected to traditions as well are Division I athletics. We have 17 NCAA Division I teams at Missouri State. And a really cool perk is not only can you go out, have fun, and support the Bears, but it's for almost all of our activities, it's free to attend as a student. The only exceptions are baseball and our club ice hockey team, the Ice Bears. And the reason those have a small cost, it's $2 to $3, is simply because they play off campus. So again, super affordable and a good way to support the Bears. At the same time, those are some of the benefits of big, but at the same time, we feel like Missouri State has the comfort of small. And I certainly encourage you guys, don't just take my word for it. Again, I'm the admissions guy. This is what I get from talking to our students. And I've talked to lots and lots of students in my time at Missouri State. They rave that even though by numbers we're probably the second largest school here in the state of Missouri, that it doesn't feel that big, that you don't have that experience of a huge school. And it starts with the fact that our campus physically is not that big. It's a really easy to navigate campus. You might get lost, you might not get lost, but you certainly aren't going to stay lost at Missouri State. It's compact, probably about 10 minutes if you went from the farthest point to the farthest point on campus. We have a really awesome shuttle system that helps you get around campus as well. But again, it's just not overwhelming. It really does feel much more comforting physically than you would expect a bigger college to be. Our students are also going to rave about the closeness of the community at Missouri State. And again, the fact that you're going to walk across campus and know other students, you're going to go into the dining hall and see your friends, you're going to connect with your professors. So again, it's just a much tighter community than you might expect from a school of our size. And leading into that third bullet point, even though we're a bigger school, students do rave about knowing their professors. Average student to faculty ratio, 22-1. Some classes in that intro level might be a little bit bigger, but to be real, you're gonna know your professors. Well, you're gonna have access to them through office hours, through appointments. Maybe you work for a professor as your campus job. They can obviously serve as a mentor, help you find internships, help you find career opportunities. So you really do get that one-on-one connection with the teachers at Missouri State. And then also something that makes it feel small is a sense that it really does feel like the staff here at Missouri State, whether that's admissions or financial aid on the front end, maybe that's residence life or the counseling center on campus, the health center. The staff here really want you to be successful. We're here to support you. And again, it just makes it feel much more homey than it might otherwise. At the same time, what I think makes this really special and kind of brings it all together is the fact that you get this really awesome experience for not a whole lot of money. That Missouri State is a pretty incredible value. Starts with the fact that our costs are very low, among the lowest tuition costs in the Midwest and possibly in the country, and also among the lowest housing costs, use my words, lowest housing costs in the country as well. 97% of our students receive financial aid, 40% of students graduate with zero student loan debt, and not only do you get that affordable experience and possibly some really incredible financial aid, you get tremendous facilities on campus. Our brand new Majors Health and Wellness Center, our Foster Recreation Center, the residence halls, classroom buildings, and also the services, a service I didn't mention, a super important one, you absolutely free tutoring through our Bear Claw, the Center for Learning and Writing on campus, for free academic tutoring, writing help, all of those things. So again, a really special mix because of what you get for your money. If this sounds good to you, the next step would be to apply. And I'm actually going to pause right here in case anybody who's watching this has applied. High five. But if you haven't, that's going to be your next step. And it's real easy to do. You can do it online at missourustate.edu/apply, or just hit the Common App and search for Missouri State. We're on the Common App as well. We're going to need your application for admission, and we're going to need your official, so straight from the high school transcript. A brand new policy this year at Missouri State. This is not a temporary policy, but it's actually a full-time policy ongoing, is that if your high school GPA cumulative is 3.25 or higher, and that will include weighted. If your high school does a weighted GPA, we will use that. But if your GPA is above 3.25 and you meet our core curriculum requirements, and you can check out all that online, but if you meet those two requirements, you don't have to submit a test score to be admitted. So again, test optional with the 3.25 or above GPA. If you don't quite meet that 3.25 GPA, don't let that scare you away. We certainly understand it's a challenging time to take a test right now. We want to be flexible. So we're going to give students who are in that ballpark an individual academic review, take a little bit closer look. So again, don't let the 3.25 scare you away. We still encourage you to apply. My favorite part is right there at the bottom though, absolutely no application fee. So there's nothing to lose as far as filling out a Missouri State application and seeing if we are the right place for you. Finally, just to wrap it up on the Missouri State end, we would love to hear from you. You can email us at any time at admissions@missourustate.edu. You can also schedule an appointment with your admissions counselor. So whether that is through Zoom or through a phone call, we would love to connect with you. And then let's say you want to come check out campus. You can do that. We've got tours most Monday through Friday, as well as most Saturdays, actually. So missourustate.edu/visit. You can come see us, meet students, and see if we're the place for you. Thank you for your time, everybody. I'm going to go hand it off to my colleague from Southeast Missouri State, Emily.
Hello, guys. I just want to thank you for being here and learning a little bit more about SEMO today. So I'll get started. We're SEMO, and we're located in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And we have about 40,000 people that live in Cape Girardeau. So I always say, we're a medium-sized town, but we're also a medium-sized university with about 10,000 students. And we're located right between St. Louis and Memphis. And we are a Division I school, similar to Missouri State, but we compete in the Ohio Valley Conference Championship. And last year we were super proud of our athletics because they won the Ohio Valley Conference Championships in 5 of our 13 sports. So we won in men's football, women's soccer, women's volleyball, women's softball, and women's basketball. And that's even with our spring sports being cut short. So we were really proud of them. We also, the athletics are important to us, for so are our arts. So we have the River Campus. And the River Campus is the only campus in Missouri dedicated and accredited in art, music, dance, and theater. And this is a really cool, not only campus, but community, because they can really, these students in the fine arts, it's dedicated solely to them. So, I mean, they have dining on this campus, they have housing, they have gyms, they have practice rooms, they even have like a little workout room, a lot of different opportunities for the students to really just thrive at this campus because it's dedicated solely to them. And we also have 145 different majors of study. So we have career counselors. If you don't know what you're going to major in yet, we have people to help you figure that out. And we also have 25 national accreditations. So it's pretty neat that students, from Missouri can go to university in Missouri, but then work anywhere with those national accreditations. All right. And we really want you to find your flock at SEMO. So we want to help you find people that will help you be successful in college and then also out of college. So we have 200 clubs and organizations. We have Harry Potter Club, we have Greek Life, we have Debate Club, we have FFA, a lot of different organizations here. And about half of our students participate in a club sport. Some of my favorite club sports that we have are like scuba diving, rock climbing, baseball, basketball, archery. We also have an esports club, and last year this was our fastest growing club on campus, and they have over 300 members. A couple years ago, we also dedicated an arena directly for these students so they can just thrive and have their esports arena totally to themselves. We also have Greek Life, like I mentioned. We have 23 different Greek Life organizations on campus, and about 17% of our student life is associated with a Greek Life organization. And 2 years ago, during Greek Week, they raised over $40,000 for our local nonprofits. This was a really cool way that they were able to give back to our community in Cape Girardeau County. And at SEMO, there's a lot of places to live and eat, which are both pretty important. We have 18 different resident halls, and we have community-style dorms to suite-style dorms. So we have a lot of different room styles available. Over at the River Campus, they're like mini apartments with like kitchens inside those dorms. So a lot of different options over there. And then as a student, we have a lot of places to eat, like Matt said, which is also important to me too, because I love to eat on campus. As a student here, I love to eat at Chick-fil-A, Subway, Panda Express. We also have Subway and Caldy's Coffee. And then we have Towers Complex, which is always a great option if you're really hungry, because it's a buffet, all you can eat, which is nice. And we have 70 different study abroad programs, and these really range from 2 weeks to a year. And there's over 70 different countries that you can go to too. All right. And we really are proud at SEMO that we're an affordable school. We're affordable not only just as a state school, but really across the board in the United States. We have many test optional scholarships. So one of our scholarships is our Copper Dome, and new for this year, you can receive up to $3,000 Copper Dome without an ACT or SAT score. So later I'll talk a little bit about test optional admissions and what that means, but it basically, it means that you don't have to have a standardized test score to apply here, so college is more accessible for more people this year. And we also have our Will to Do Award. So this award is a federal aid-based scholarship, and about 40% of our students on campus right now are Pell eligible. But if you're a Missouri Pell eligible student with a 2.75 GPA, you can actually receive free tuition general fees at SEMO. This is a great option for people who think they might qualify for this. And if you do, I just encourage you to email me and I can help find out for you. We also have a lot of different support services at SEMO. So, we have free tutoring, a free writing lab, free counseling, free shuttle services. We have these services set up because we want our students to be successful. We care about you. We want you to thrive here. We also have a really unique textbook rental program. So students don't purchase their textbooks here, they just rent them for $36 per course. So this is great if you have a biology class that requires like 2 textbooks. you only have to pay $36 to rent them both, which can save hundreds of dollars through your 4 years in college. All right, and if this sounds good to you, I encourage you to apply. We are on the Common Application, and we have our own application page at semo.edu/apply, and we do have a $0 application fee, so it's free. It's free to apply, and it takes less than 5 minutes because we have what we call a self-reported application. And I'll kind of explain this because this is a new term. So what usually in the past students had to send their high school transcripts once they applied for college, but this year you can just self-report your like GPA and your test score if you do have one, and then you can send that official transcript after you graduate. So this just speeds up the admissions process. So you can find out your admissions, you can find an answer after like 5 business days, which is a really new process for this year in our admissions office. And then we are test optional. So just, to reiterate, this means that you do not have to have a ACT or SAT score to apply. And we encourage you to apply even if you haven't taken one of those yet. And yeah, we have on-campus visits, still offering those right now. And to schedule one of those, you can go to semo.edu/visit. And we do have a lot of visit days coming up too. So you can check those out on the website. But for now, I'm going to pass it on to Don at UCM. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Emily. Guys, it's great to be back. Don again from UCM. We're located in Warrensburg, Missouri. And if you want to know where Warrensburg is, don't know where it's at, we're located about an hour east of Kansas City. We're 3 hours west of St. Louis and 2 hours north of Springfield. We have almost 10,000 total students, over 7,500 undergraduate students. Most of them are from Missouri and Kansas, but we also have students from 45 of the 50 states and 60 different countries. We offer over 150 majors, and our top majors are education. So about 75% of the school districts in the state of Missouri employ someone that has their teaching degree from UCM. Nursing is another one of our top majors. We have a beautiful state-of-the-art lab at our Lee Summit campus where our students spend their last 2 years, and then they're able to get into the hospitals in Lee Summit and Kansas City to do their clinical things. Business is another one of our top majors, and we have 12 Bloomberg terminals that our students get opportunities to help on a group that manages a portfolio of over $800,000 to try to work their business and make more money. So criminology and criminal justice is another one of our top majors, and students have the opportunity to work on our SAFE team if they're interested, which is a group that works from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. nightly. And so if you're out at the library and want to walk back to your residence hall, but don't want to do that by yourself, you're able to get a hold of the SAFE team and get an escort back to your dorm. Aviation is another one of our top majors. We've got our own airport with a fleet of 23 planes that our students get their training on. Athletics, we're a little different than the other two schools. We're an NCAA Division II. We compete in the MIAA conference. A trivia point here, if you come, maybe could win you a prize later. We're the only school in the country to not only win both the men's and women's basketball championship in the same year, but it occurred on the same day on the same court. So back in 1984, I know the University of Connecticut has both men and women won, but we're the only one with all those stipulations that I just told you. We've had 12 national championships, and most recently in 2017, our women's soccer went undefeated and won the national title, and our women's basketball team in the same season. We've got over 200 student clubs and organizations, everything from Greek life to religious and cultural things. We also last year started an esports club. And so if you're interested in that, definitely check us out in that area. We have 11 different residence halls. Those are all suite style. So it's you and a roommate that share a full-size bathroom with a set of suite mates. And we have more than 14 dining options. So 2 cafeterias on campus that are all you can eat anytime they're open. We also have a Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, Taco Bell, Einstein Bagels, and Spin's Pizza that are spread out across campus. So you have lots of different choices on places to eat. Some of our UCM traditions, we have a tradition called Get the Red Out. It's an annual street fair in the fall, usually around the first home football game. So they shut one of the streets off right by the football stadium, and different groups from town set up booths, and the students are able to check those out. Not right now, but in a typical year, one of the traditions is a Kiss the Mule. And we have a bronze mule statue near the stadium, and kind of folklore says that if you kiss that mule, that'll bring you good luck in your career. Also, homecoming is big for UCM. Some of you may be in your high school band and maybe have visited Warrensburg before, and they host a parade around that event with many local high school bands that come and march in the parade. The color run, you can kind of see that picture there. That's a crowd favorite at Family Weekend. And then one of the really cool traditions is we're known as the Mules and the Jennies. And there is actually a Mule Appreciation Day. Tigers and bears don't have their own special day, but mules do. And we actually have 2 live mules that live on our university farm that come and participate in the parades and the football game. Also, Mo is our mascot. Mo's birthday, you know him, you love him, and you love to know him. Yes, we've got a lot of different support for our students at UCM. We're actually the only institution in Missouri with a dedicated support team that's assigned before you even enroll in classes. So before you even enroll in your classes, you'll have an academic advisor that's trained in your major to keep you on time. They know the sequence of classes that you need to take and when to take them. You'll have a peer success coach, so a student that's also in the same major that's been at the university for a few years and can help you with any questions you have. You'll have a financial aid counselor, and you'll have a faculty mentor. On the academic support side, we have our Learning Commons. We have a writing center where you can get help with writing your papers, and you can email them your paper and get that sent back with revisions, suggested revisions and that type of thing. We have a counseling center, so if you need a counselor, we've got free counseling. We also have a campus cupboard, a center for multiculturalism and inclusivity. And then in the career services office, that's where you can get help with your resume and your interview skills. And then UCM is very affordable. Our tuition is among the lowest in the state. We offer a strong financial aid package, and our average aid amount, excluding loans paid to our students last year, was $5,358. We offer a red and black scholarship that is based on your ACT and grade point average, and it ranges depending on what you have. We are a super score university, so you have an opportunity to get more scholarship money as you improve on that. We also offer an A+ recognition scholarship. So if you come to us from your high school and you've completed all your A+ stuff, we'll give you a $500 scholarship your first year, and you keep the right grade point average, you can renew that for a second year. For those of you that are more local to the university, if you take dual credit through UCM while you're in high school, all you have to do is take one course and get a B or better, and we'll award you with a dual credit scholarship that's worth $1,000 a year, and that's renewable for up to 3 years. And then we also have other scholarships that are available that you can apply for. Just like Missouri State and SEMO, we are test optional. As long as you have a 3.25 grade point average or higher, we don't have to have a test score, and you will be awarded the $1,000 scholarship on our red and black scholarship. Once you are able to take the test, and if you get into the higher ranges, we will award you with that higher scholarship. And at UCM, you're not just a number. There's a lot of help there. When I went to school there many years ago, I was from a smaller town, and I did not feel like I was lost in the crowd there. So my professors got to know me and were really able to help me become professional and help me along my journey. So your next step, if you're interested in UCM, you can come and make a visit, and we do visits either online or in person. And so you can go to the link ucmo.edu/visit and check out our different visit days and our tour options. And then on the right, if you're interested in applying, we'll have it up here for a little bit. You can see our QR code. And if you hold your phone over that code, that will actually take you to our application. And we have our own application online, or if you're interested in using the Common App, you can use that. And then if you are taking the ACT or SAT tests, you can see our codes to have those sent to us. If you've already taken the test and you didn't have those sent to us, you can take a screenshot of those. I just need to be able to see your name, what day you took the test, and then all of your test scores, and you can email those to us. We'll take those either way. And so guys, if you're interested, feel free to apply. You can see our information up on the next slide. So if you want to get in touch with one of us, you don't even have to know who your admissions rep is. You can contact one of us, and we'll be more than glad to help you with whatever questions you have. If you have questions, I see that we do have some in the Q&A. I was kind of checking some of those out while our different reps were talking, and it looks like some of them are specific to people that have already talked. So be sure to send us those. We have a little bit of time left to be able to check those out.
Okay, so how do we want to, do we want to just, I can speak, I'm going to go ahead and say for Georgios, that Missouri State, and we've got the 17 athletic teams, but unfortunately, and we have women's track, but just as an FYI, if you are interested in men's track, we are not going to be able to offer that at Missouri State. How about SEMO, Emily?
Yeah, we do have track and field. I was looking at some of the other answers too.
Okay. How about with both of you guys, how about wrestling?
UCM does have a men's wrestling program.
We do not at SEMO.
And I'm embarrassed. I do not believe Missouri State does either, but I may need to follow up on that, but I'm fairly certain we don't.
We had a question, and I don't know if it was geared toward anybody specific, but we can all three answer it. The question for everybody was admission requirements question. If I don't have 2 full years of a foreign language, can I still be accepted? Let's go Missouri State, SEMO, and UCM, so we stay in order.
Okay, well, Missouri State, the answer to that question is definitely yes. We do have our core curriculum requirements, but we understand that sometimes it's not possible to take 2 full years of a foreign language. So students can also use different academic electives. So it's definitely not a deal breaker for admission at MSU.
It is the same with SEMO, definitely not required.
At the University of Central Missouri, we do not require foreign language as an admissions requirement. The next question, do any of your schools offer forensics or something close to it?
Most definitely at Missouri State, we do. Definitely something we offer. And in fact, certainly know actually some alums here of Missouri State in Springfield who actually work in the crime lab for the Highway Patrol. So most definitely, yes, at Missouri State.
Yes, same with SEMO. Some of the first majors I thought of was forensic science within our biology department, and then we also have one in chemistry too.
And at UCM, we do offer a top-notch criminology and criminal justice program, I still think you could get there through that degree program. Our next ones, how are you guys handling sports tryouts and sports scholarships?
Well, that is a great question, and I'm going to admit here in admissions, we're probably not going to be the best resource on our end for that information. What I would encourage anybody who's thinking about athletics would be to, first of all, and you may have done this already, but check out the athletics website for each of our schools. There's a recruitment questionnaire. You can send that directly to coaches. They might ask about obviously your sport, your times or distances depending on the activity you're involved in. Missouri State, I'm sure that sports recruiting is still going on apace, just like it would normally, but I really am going to defer to our coaches for any details on that.
When we do our yearly training, our assistant athletic director comes in and talks to us, and what they highly suggest, is that you have a coach reach out on your behalf from either your high school or a club coach, and make contact that way.
At SEMO, we do things a little different. We encourage students to reach out to coaches directly themselves. And then also for like the fine arts, for art, music, dance, and theater auditions, we're doing a lot of these virtual now. So students are actually like Zooming in for auditions and sending videos too.
Very good. Another question, is there a sports management major at any of these three colleges?
Definitely at Missouri State, that is going to be an option. Yep.
Same with SEMO.
UCM does offer that, especially as an undergraduate. Our next question is geared as headed to Missouri State. How would you describe the academic pressure and workload?
That's a great question. I really appreciate that question. And it's something I actually talk about quite a bit. And I think, guys, this might be similar with all of our schools. I don't know if it's always that college is necessarily harder. I certainly think that college is different. And that difference can certainly be a hiccup when you're starting out in college. I'll admit, when I was in high school, I probably didn't always have the best study skills, and I was yet still able to be successful. And a lot of times that isn't the case. So certainly the advice I can give you, no matter what, don't be afraid to ask for help. I think at any school, whether it is, tutoring or the writing center, maybe it's getting involved with study groups with your other students or professors. I don't think it's unmanageable. A lot of students will even, will double major. They will have a job off of campus. They'll be able to be involved in 1 or 2 or 3 student organizations. So it's certainly not overwhelming and it doesn't dominate your life, but having good habits, not being afraid to ask for help, and kind of treating the academic side like your full-time job almost is just gonna, I think, make it really manageable and help you be able to do the other fun things that you want to do at the same time.
Very good. Thanks, Matt. Our next question, the specific one is, I wanted to pursue a degree in drama and English education, but based on some quick look on the websites, Missouri State is the only one who offers a specified drama education. How would I go about pursuing that in other schools?
I can answer that for SEMO. So at SEMO, for like drama and English, we would probably encourage a double major. So we would encourage an English education major and then a theater major. That's how we would do it.
I believe that's what would happen at UCM also, but that's something you could, when you decided to come there, you could work with your advisor and tell them what you wanted to try to work how you wanted to work that together, and they could definitely advise you on the best way to do that. Our next question, is there any opportunities to try out for men's basketball teams at your college?
I'm going to go ahead and say, and I apologize, it might sound like a broken record. It's definitely a possibility, but that really is something you do want to work out with the athletic coaches at whether it's Missouri State or probably at any of our schools. I don't know if you guys want to also throw in.
Yes, another suggestion from my end would be if you have a chance to attend a basketball camp and be in front of the coaches that way. You get to learn what they're about, and they get a chance to see you and work with you. So, but yes, there would be opportunities to try out. Our next question, does Missouri State have a good speech pathology program?
I'm going to answer this quickly. Obviously, I'm biased, but I think yes. I think it's awesome. Obviously, that's what I'm going to say. What I do think is really cool at Missouri State is we have both the bachelor's program and we actually have the graduate program to get your full education. And if you want to stay at Missouri State, you can do the whole thing right here, work in our speech and language labs and so on and so forth. So again, biased, but yeah, I think it's pretty awesome.
Our next question, what are some leadership opportunities in your school as well as work studies, things like student ambassadors or tutors, and what are their requirements?
I'm gonna let you guys start.
Go ahead, Emily.
Okay, so we have a lot of different leadership organizations. One of the first things I thought of was we have our President Scholarship, and with the 3.9 GPA and no test score, you can apply for the President Scholarship. And then we have the President Ambassadors Club at SEMO too. So you actually work with President Vargas for leadership events. Not sure if I answered the question, but someone else can go.
Work study is something that you will have to qualify for through financial aid. But yes, we do have student ambassadors that work in our office. Those are the students that will talk with you when you come and make a visit. They'll give you your tour. As far as a tutor, that is something you'd have to work through our school to apply for and obviously do very well in the classes that you're wanting to be a tutor.
And guys, one thing I do want to throw in, we do have a hard stop at 7:45, so we may not be able to get to all your questions, but you've got our contact info still right up here on the screen. So please, if we don't get to your question, shoot us an email. Do we want to go on maybe the next one, Don?
Yes. If I live in the Kansas City, Kansas, would we need a higher grade point average and scores since we are outside the state line?
Missouri State's going to be exact same, whether you're in state or out of state, no difference.
At SEMO, you just need a 3.25 to receive in-state tuition.
And at UCM, because you touch the state of Missouri, you're going to receive in-state tuition, but you don't need any higher requirements than what everyone else has to meet. Our next question, are you able to participate in fine arts without majoring in it?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes. Our next one, do any of these schools offer computers to students or do I need to bring my own?
We can, I'm sorry, go real quick. We can offer discounts, but we don't provide computers.
Yeah, we don't provide computers, and some majors require different computer devices just too.
And at UCM, we don't give you a computer, but there's opportunities to purchase those through the university store. What are the housing options for freshmen is our next question, if we can get to it.
There are a whole lot of them. Pretty much anywhere but campus apartments, so many different options. Visit campus. Well, actually, unfortunately, we can't show residence halls right now. A lot of great videos on Missouri State's Residence Life website.
Same with SEMO.
At UCM, we have 11 different residence halls, and they're all built pretty much the same, so it's all the suite style of living. Next one, if we send in our applications, what's the deadline for our final transcripts?
For Missouri State, there really isn't one. It will keep you from registering for classes for your second semester at Missouri State. That is the deadline. Come on, guys, it's a lightning round.
That's ditto for here. How early can a person apply for the 22-23 school year?
For us, that will be summer of 2021.
For us, May 1st.
Yeah, for us, July 1 before the 2022 school year. So July 1, getting ready to go into your senior year. We'll try one more. Would your nursing programs be considered competitive?
Yes, there's a competitive application for nursing at Missouri State.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Emily. We have some automatic criteria that will get you in that I would consider probably competitive, but other students get in without meeting those requirements. How do the state line for scholarships and tuition affect people in KCK?
Again, shoot us an email. I'd love to talk to you more about it. I think we should wrap up, guys.
Yeah, that's about the end of the time that we have. Thank you so much for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, just a reminder, this is just one of many sessions that are being offered, so check out the full list at moacac.org, and you'll be able to access the recording of this video within a week on the moacac.org website, as well as being able to hear back from the reps within the week on any questions that you maybe didn't get answered. Thank you so much.
Thank you.